Good morning, everyone. Hello, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Let's begin with today's session. Good morning, Anmol. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Dheeraj. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let's begin with the session. Hello, guys. Can you hear me? हाँ वीडियो फ्रीज हो गई है. Just let me check what is happening. Just give me a couple of seconds. Fine, not a problem, not a problem. We'll discuss things. We'll start discussing the questions. Okay, you can see the screen. Let me fix this. We did distribution yesterday. We started with the questions. So let's start with the agenda of today's class. Then I'll fix this system. By that time, you'll be solving that question. Okay. This is the question number 7 in the series which we did yesterday. So let's start solving this question. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Fine. एक बार देखते हैं. I know camera stuck. I'm doing something about it. I'm trying my level best to do something about it, but it's not starting as of now. Is it working now? Yes. Fine. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm sorry. This software doesn't, work flawlessly all the time. So good morning. Good morning. Yes. So let's start solving this question. Anybody with the answer? Yes, tell me what is the answer? Did anybody get the answer of the question? Okay. Any other answers, please? Okay. Okay, Arun. Himanshu, okay. Okay, let's start. There are a couple of ways of solving this question. I'm sure you must have seen that kind of a question. The train is going from station A to station B and stops between station A and station B at 4 stoppages, something like that. Am I right? So how many ways this can happen? And there is a classic mistake, not yet, I mean, nobody has got the correct answer yet. So that's what I told you in the last class as well. If you read a question, you draw an analogy with the question which you already solved. And in that case, chances of getting a wrong answer are very less. Because if there is a change in the question from the question which you have already solved, तो उसके साथ gauge करना थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है. Okay. Let me just answer this question. Let me tell you what is going to happen. There are two ways of doing it. I'll explain it properly. There are, 4 boys and 10 chairs. So let's say boy 1 is sitting here, boy 2 is sitting here, boy 3 is sitting here, and boy 4 is sitting here. Okay. And before this, there are A chairs. Between boy 1 and boy 2, there are B chairs. All of us probably have done this kind of a question. I'll just give you a very short approach to it also. Just understand what I'm doing. And then after this is E chairs. So if I talk about the number of variables which are given, A plus B plus C plus D plus E, this is going to be 10 minus 4, which is equal to 6. Why minus 4? Because 4 chairs are already occupied. So when 4 chairs are occupied, I'll be left with 6 chairs to distribute among these 4 boys. Are you okay with this? Tell me, am I right or not? Yes, यहाँ तक okay है सब लोग? ठीक है. So A plus B plus C plus D is equal to 10 minus 4, which is 6 chairs which are to be distributed among these 4 boys. Fine. What else I can do now? I know that I have to make sure B is definitely greater than equal to 1 because consecutive chairs पे नहीं बैठ सकते. C is definitely greater than equal to 1, consecutive chairs पे नहीं बैठ सकते. D is definitely greater than equal to 1, consecutive chairs पे नहीं बैठ सकते. So if I give A, if I give 1 to small b, it will become, capital B, capital C, capital D, because I have already given 1 to each of B, C and D. A can be 0, boy can sit on the first chair, and the boy can sit on the last chair also. So if I have to calculate whole or natural solution, we have to have the same kind of nature of all the variables. So I have given 1 to B, C and D to make sure that I can calculate whole solutions now. So if I have given 1 to B, C, D, I'll be left with 6 minus 3, which is 3. Now it doesn't matter मैं A, B, C, D को क्या value किसको देता हूँ, because I've already fulfilled all the conditions. So what kind of solution of this equation I need? Whole solutions. If I put something into B, that's okay. If I do not put anything into B, that will remain greater than equal to 1. So that doesn't matter हम इसको कैसे distribute करते हैं 3 को. So what kind of solution I'm looking for? Whole solutions. So number of variables are 5 plus 3 minus 1. C 5 minus 1. It doesn't matter, जो छोटा नंबर होगा वो नहीं लेना होता है. R is the number of boxes. Okay, so that is 7C4. That's what everybody got the answer. But you have to understand, these boys can be arranged among themselves in 4 factorial ways. Boys है, stations नहीं है, stations cannot be arranged. So these boys can be arranged in 4 factorial ways. So answer is going to be 7C4 into 4 factorial. Understood? 7C4 into 4 factorial. Because boys can be arranged among themselves in how many ways? 4 factorial ways. This is my answer. So that is 7, C4 is 7C3. 7 into 6 into 5 divided by 1 into 2 into 3 into 24. but I put in 1 into it. If I put 1 into it, it's, I mean, just changing the variable. If I put 1 into it, फाइन 1 अगर इसमें डाल देता हूं तो ये कैपिटल मैंने इसलिए लिखा है थोड़ा सा डिस्टिंग्विश करने के लिए, चेंज हो गई है वैल्यू, नथिंग एल्स. 6 कैंसिल्ड, 7 into 5 35 into 24. 35 into 4 is 140 and 35 into 2 720, 70 in fact, not 720, so it's going to be 840 ways. Okay, this is a generic solution. I mean, most of us know this kind of solution. If you do not know, probably you must have got the idea about it. Yes or no? Amisha beta, is that okay? Not a problem. कोई बात नहीं. Emoji is very nice. I liked it. Himanshu? That's okay. Now what else we can do here? Understand. I'll just give you a very simple analogy to understand this. There are 4 boys and 10 chairs. Fine. So let us assume there are 10 students. Understand analogy I'm giving you. It's going to be very simple to you. 10 students, and out of which 4 are girls and remaining 6 are boys. Understand what I'm saying, telling you. Please listen to me carefully. 4 are girls and 6 are boys. I am solving this question with the help of an analogy. Okay. What is the analogy? There are 4 girls and 6 boys and there were 10 students. Fine. So 10 chairs, I am assuming 10 students, and out of 4 boys, let's say 4 boys. 4 boys ही रहने देते हैं इसको. Change नहीं करते हैं. Boys को boys ही रहने देते हैं. And 6 girls. And if I look at the question is asking, there's no 2 girls are, I've written the same thing, I guess. This is 4 boys and 6 girls. That's what it is. Fine. Understand? If I want to make the arrangement simpler, I have to make sure that no 2 boys are together. That's what the question is asking. Yes or no? No 2 boys are together. So if I know this, I don't have to write this much. इसकी कोई ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी हमें. आप ये सोचो, there are how many girls? 6 girls, G1, G2, G3, G4, G5 and G6. I'm not going to arrange these girls. It's just an analogy. So these girls are standing in a line, and there are how many spaces between these 6 girls? कितने space हैं इनके बीच में? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and 7 spaces. So 7 spaces में से 4 space boy के लिए select कर लो, उन पे boys को arrange कर दो. That's what my answer is. Yes. So we don't have to literally make all these cases and whole solution, natural solution, such kind of a question. We can do it without, thinking about whole solution, natural solution. It becomes very simple. Yes or no? Guys, please reply. Is that okay? So it's a simple analogy which we have drawn. Fine. बहुत सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन है. लेट्स से आई गिव अ वेरी स्मॉल एग्जांपल वन मोर टाइम. लेट्स से देयर आर स्टेशन ए एंड स्टेशन बी, और बीच में लेट्स से 18 स्टेशंस हैं. फाइन. या 15 स्टेशंस हैं. ट्रेन 4 जगहों पे रुकेगी. तो in how many ways this can happen? No stations are consecutive. So I'm saying that these are girls and these are boys. 11 boys के बीच में जगह कितनी होती हैं? 12. So I'll say 12. C4 is my answer. That's it. This is all we have to do in this question. There are 11 boys. They are standing in a line, and there are how many spaces between 11 boys? 12 spaces between 11 boys. It's like this. And I want to select 4 spaces for 4 girls among those 12 boys. So answer is going to be, it's going to be 12C4. Okay. Amisha beta, it's just an analogy. We are not arranging girls. If I arrange the girls, it's going to be difficult. Chairs हैं वो, stations के analogy देखो आप. Stations तो arrange नहीं हो सकते आपस में, है ना? I'm just giving analogy. Analogically अगर आप सोचोगे तो आपको समझ में आ जाएगा. Chair can be put from one place to another, but chairs are identical. Stations cannot be arranged. So one and the same thing, stations cannot be arranged. Even if you arrange chairs, it's not going to be a different arrangement because chairs are not going to be different. ठीक है, Amisha? Is that okay? We are just taking an analogy. It's not the actual solution. To answer this question slightly in a efficient manner, छोटा सा solution हो जाए, इस वजह से analogy लिया है. Okay? यहाँ पर हमने लिया 15 स्टेशन हैं, 4 स्टॉपेजेस हैं, तो मेरे को 4 स्टॉपेजेस के बीच में 11 स्टेशन डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करने हैं. सो आई से दैट 11 स्टेशन आर लाइक दिस 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 and there are going to be 12 spaces between the 11 stations, and out of those stations 4 can be stoppages. So I have assumed that there are 15 students, out of which 4 are girls and 11 are boys, and 11 boys are standing in a row. And how many spaces are there between 11 boys? 12 spaces. So 12 spaces will be there. I can choose 4 spaces for 4 girls. That's what my answer is. But in this question, the people who are arranged among in the chairs, they can be arranged among themselves. That's why I have multiplied by 4 factorial. Okay? यहाँ पर stations तो arrange नहीं हो सकते, तो हमें stations में 4 factorial से multiply करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. बेटा 12 लोगों के बीच में 11 जगह होती हैं, 11 फैक्टोरियल क्यों होगा? लड़कों को अरेंज नहीं करना है बेटा. जस्ट एनालॉजी, दे आर स्टैंडिंग इन अ लाइन. फाइन. स्टेशंस अरेंज नहीं होते. आई एम अज्यूमिंग दैट स्टेशंस आर बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स. दैट्स इट. अनमोल, अमल, इज दैट ओके? फाइन. So this is how we can solve the question. It's a very simple arrangement now. I hope you probably have got the idea about it. Yes or no? Stations arrange नहीं होंगे. I am taking an analogy of boys and girls. Boys and girls arrange हो सकते हैं, पर stations arrange नहीं होंगे ना. This is what the question is. I am just making you understand with a simpler arrangement by taking 4 stoppages as girls and 11 boys, which are the remaining stations. Shall I move ahead? It becomes very simple. Don't need to write this much. Okay. Question number 8. It's a very, very good quality question. And if you solve this, I mean, we did yesterday one question which was involving that upper limit I had to decide. Okay. That nobody will get more than 3, nobody will get more than 5, something like that the question was. So we had to decide upper limit. This is a similar kind of question. You need to decide upper limit, but it's not going to, make any impact on this question. Just give it a thought and try to solve this question. Okay. I'm just giving you 2-3 minutes time. Probably you'll be able to get the answer of it. Yes, please. What is the answer? Yes, anybody with the answer? I did a very interesting thing in this last question. I assumed that all the students these are not chairs, these are students, 10 students are there and there are 4 boys. So that means remaining 6 are girls. So if I arrange those girls, 6 girls are standing in a line. We are not literally going to arrange, it's just an analogy. So हमने बोल दिया line में ये 6 लड़कियां खड़ी हुई हैं, इनके बीच में कितने spaces होंगे? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. In those 7 spaces, I can arrange 4 boys. So for 7 spaces, 4 boys I need to arrange. So if I'll select 4 spaces for 4 boys, 7C4, and the boys can be arranged among themselves in 4 factorial ways, because these are people. If I talk about the station wala question, that there are station A, station B, 15 stations are between them, 4 stoppages are there, no stoppages are consecutive. So I assume that there are 4 girls and 11 boys. 11 boys are standing in a line, fine. And among those 11 boys, there are 12 spaces, not 4. I'm sorry, 12 spaces. And those 12 spaces, I can arrange the 4 girls in how many ways? 12C4. But it's an analogy. Stations cannot be arranged among themselves, so I'll not multiply it by 4 factorial, because stations are there which cannot be arranged. इनकी location fix होती है, तो इससे multiply नहीं करेंगे. यहाँ क्यों multiply किया? Because 4 factorial are the number of ways I can arrange boys among themselves. This is literally boys. Okay, Sahil? Okay, Arun? Very good. Question number 8. Anybody got the answer? Okay. This is basically the kind of question where we are not going to get any way out of the question if I'm not thinking this question properly. Okay, it's a very thought-provoking question. Basically, what is happening if you take 4 tests, let's say test 1, test 2, test 3, and test 4, and each test is having, how many marks? 10 marks. So maximum marks is 40, and out of which you need to score 20 marks. Fine. Out of which you need to score 20 marks. That's what the question is asking for. So in general, if I look at the marks, 0 marks आ सकते हैं किसी भी test में. Yes or no? So this is what I have. Right hand side summation is 20. There are 4 variables. If I go for whole solution directly, what I'm going to get? 20 plus 4 minus 1, C4 minus 1, which will be equal to 23 C3. Do you agree with this? This is whole solution. But there are several cases which are not possible. Can I say that arrangement of 11, 2, 2 and 5 is invalid? Yes, because test में marks maximum कितने हो सकते हैं? 10 marks हो सकते हैं. If somebody is scoring 11 marks out of 10 marks, this is practically not possible. Yes or no? Can this be a possibility? 18, 2, 0, 0. ऐसा भी कुछ possible नहीं है. Fine. In that case, we have to eliminate all the possibilities where the student is scoring 11 marks or 12 marks or 13 marks or 14 marks or any marks which is more than 10. Yes or no? 10 marks से ज़्यादा किसी के नहीं आ सकते किसी भी टेस्ट में. Am I right or not? Yes. So that's what we have to do. We have to eliminate those cases in which all the marks which is more than 11 or more than 10 in fact is not practically possible. So I'll just take an analogy that T1 or T2 or one of these 4 tests, I'm sorry, is giving us, let's say, 11 marks. Yes or no? Fine. Himanshu, good observation, but this will not work here. Maths है बेटा. So T1 और T2 और T3 किसी भी क्वेश्चन में उसके मान लेते हैं 11 मार्क्स हैं. मान लेते हैं उसको 11 दे देते हैं. सुनना मेरी बात ध्यान से, you'll understand in one go. Okay. If I put 11 into test 1, what is going to happen? If I put 11 into test 1, I'll be left with T1. I'm putting some dash here so that I can distinguish T2, T3 and T4. So 11 I've put into it, so I'll be left with 20 minus 11, which is equal to 9. Now this is the equation I have. If I get whole solution of this equation, it's going to be 9 plus 4 minus 1 C4 minus 1, that is going to be 12C3. And we have scattered all the possibilities which are invalid. I'll tell you why. If it is 11 only and it is 6, it is 3, it is 0, we have already taken care of क्योंकि t dash को मैंने 11 दे दिया है. अगर मैं इसमें कुछ और incorporate करता हूँ, let's say t1 dash को already 11 दिया है, t2, t3 and t4, test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4. If I put 11 into it, it's already 11. This bucket already has 11 fruits in it, or 11 marks in it, test 1. If I put nothing into it, and if I put 5 into it, if I put 2 into it, 11 plus 5, 16 plus 2, 18 and 2. This is still invalid because 11 nahi ho sakte. If I put 2 more into it, it will become 13. Fine, it will become 13. And 13 ho gaya, to mere paas 5, 18, 2, 0. Ye bhi invalid hai. If I put, let's say 6 into it, apart from 11, it will become 17. It is 3, it is 0, it is 0, still invalid. So all the cases which are going to give us 11 or more marks are already taken care of in it. Okay. So ऐसा नहीं कि हर केस के अलग अलग निकालने पड़ेंगे. Once I have given 11 to any test, 11 is already taken care of. If I am calculating whole solution, any solution over and above 11 is already taken care of. क्योंकि 11 इसके अंदर already है. Whole solution का मतलब क्या होता है? You can put 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 or something into it. This is plus 2. If I put plus 2 into it, it will become 13. If I put plus 6 into it, it will become 17. This is practically not possible. So all such situations are taken care of which are not possible. So my answer is going to be 23 C3 minus 12 C3. But there is a big question mark. Do I need to select the test paper? Yes. I don't know in which selected test paper I am going to put 11. 11 I can put into test 1 or test 2 or test 3 or test 4. These are 4 different tests. So I'll write it 4C1. That's what my answer is. It's a difficult question, let me tell you guys. It's a very difficult question, not an easy one. Fine. But any case, if you have the clarity of such kind of a question, easier questions will become slightly more easy. I hope it is okay. Fine. So what I have done, I have selected a test paper in which I am going to give 11. And if I do not put any more than 11, still all the solutions are invalid. If I put more than 11, if I put 2 more, it will become 13. If I put 1 more, it will become 12. These cases which are invalid cases, I am trying to calculate. Okay. Yes. बेटा होता क्या है इसमें, नंबर ऑफ वेरिएबल्स जो हैं, जस्ट लेट मी टेल यू, a plus b plus c plus d is equal to, let's say, how many variables? Let's say if I say 20. If I say natural solution, if I have to find out, natural का मतलब क्या होता है, कोई भी नंबर 0 नहीं हो सकता, तो उसका वैल्यू होता है 20 minus 1 c4 minus 1. This is natural solution. If I want to find out whole solution, उसका वैल्यू होता है 20 plus 4 minus 1. whole का मतलब क्या होता है, 0 भी हो सकती कोई वैल्यू. 20 plus 4 minus 1 c 4 minus 1. That's how we write it. Okay. So this is natural solution of an equation. This is whole solution of an equation. Every variable will assume natural values, whole values. Understood? Guys, reply to this explanation. Is that okay to all of you? Arun, Mudit, Man, Sahil, please reply guys. Is this explanation okay? Fine. This is the case, or these are the cases which are practically not possible, because any test in which I am scoring 11 or more, I have taken care of. So that is subtracted. Fine. So you got the idea why am I not making different cases for 11, 12, 13, 14, 15? Because I have already given 11. If I put something more into it, it will become 12 or 13 or 14 or 15 or something. So whole solution is already ensuring that this is more than 11 or equal to 11. Okay. I have a similar kind of question. Question number 9. Let's try this question. Understand what is happening. We must have done this question in classes also. Some of you might have done. Some of you might be doing it for the first time. So let's see how do we approach it. 4 dice are thrown in simultaneously. In how many different ways? The sum of the outcomes is 16. Yes? In how many ways? Sum of the outcomes is 16. Okay? Tell me. Anybody with the answer? Answer to the previous question will come out to be 891. I have just solved this question. So 891 is the answer of the question. I'm not getting into trivial things. We can solve a couple of more questions if I do not, get into these things. Solution हम सब लोग निकालना जानते हैं. It's very simple to identify the solution. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, मुदित देखते हैं. Okay. Okay. Okay, 145, 125. Okay, let me check. अमल बेटा लेट मी चेक. आप लोग एक बार आंसर दोबारा से चेक कर लो अपना. If I say dice 1 is having D1, D2, D3, D4 and outcome is 16. If I directly go for natural solution of this, it's going to be 15 C3. But obviously this is incorrect in multiple levels. I'll tell you why. It is 11, 1, 1 and 2. This will make it 16, but किसी dice पर 11 नहीं आ सकता ना. So this is not the approach which I am going to follow in this. It's a reduction based question. We have to reduce the numbers. Let's say the first number is 6 minus a. First dice पर आया 6 minus a. Upper limit is 6. Upper limit we yesterday discussed how to set upper limit. Second dice पर आया 6 minus b. Third dice पर आया 6 minus c. और fourth dice पर आया 6 minus d. Okay. Now what is ABCD representing? ABCD is representing by what number I am going to reduce a value of a dice. Fine, I want 16. Let's say if I put a is equal to 1. So dice will show 5. If I put a is equal to 2, b is equal to 2, this dice will show 4. 5 plus 4 is 9. If I put a is equal to, let's say, if I put a is equal to 1, I put b is equal to 2. If I put c is equal to 3, so 3 plus 2 plus 1, it will be 3. And if I put d is equal to 2, this will be 4. If I add these numbers, 5 plus 4, 9, 9 plus 3, 12 plus 4, 16, that's what I'm getting. So I'm writing this equation in the form of by what value I'm going to reduce the maximum value of each dice. So if you look at this equation, it will look like this: a plus b plus c plus d, that is 24 minus 16, which is equal to 8. Okay. Now, if I look at this, can the reduction be 0? Yes. Can the reduction be 0? Why not? If I say it is a is 0, if a is 0, b is 0, c is 2, or c is 3 rather, and d is 5, that is perfectly alright. Because in this case, first dice will show, इसका मतलब dice 1 पर क्या number आएगा? इसका मतलब dice पर आएगा 6, dice 2 पर कितना आएगा? 6, dice 3 will show 3, and dice 4 will show 1, which will make it 16. Fine, that's why it is perfectly alright. But If I look at the solution, I can find out whole solution of ABCD. ABCD can be 0. So what are the whole solution of this equation? 8 plus 4 minus 1 C4 minus 1, that is 9 to 11 C3. Okay, that is 11 C3. But the problem with this question is, what is the problem? Probably you guys must have identified. Fine, that's why I've written all the variables here. If I put A is equal to, let's say, to 1, A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0, C is equal to 0 and D is equal to 8. इस केस में डाइस पर जो वैल्यूज निकल के आएंगी, they are going to be 6, 6, 6 and -2, which is practically not possible. Dice पर -2 नहीं आता है. So again we have to eliminate those cases which are not possible. What are those cases? If I put any dice to be 6, 6 अगर मैं reduce करता हूँ, A की value 6 रखता हूँ, तो which is practically not possible. So if I say one of these 4 dice is 6, so if I say this is the dice which is showing us 6, A plus B plus C plus D is equal to, if I put 6 into it, if I'm putting 6 into it, it will be 2. And the way we did in the previous question, if I calculate whole solution of this equation, whole solution will make it 4 plus 2 minus 1 C4 minus 1, that is 5 C3. Any solution will be of this equation like this, that 6 is there. Fine, if I put 1, 1, 0, it's not practically possible because A0 to 6 नहीं हो सकता, 6 minus 6 dice पर 0 आ जाएगा. If I put 1 more into it, it will become 7, it will become 1, it is 0, again not valid. So I've taken care of all the such cases in which dice is showing 0 or less than 0. That means A, B, C, D are taking value 6 or more than 6. Yes or no? This question would have been very, very difficult if the case is like we can take 2 dices which are going to get, negative numbers. Something like this. But okay, this is maximum difficulty I can handle or I should handle in exam. Now again, there are 4 dices which are different in nature. So I can say we have to select one of those 2 dices, one of those 4 dices to identify which dice is showing a number which is negative. So we have selected the dice in 4C1 case. So what is my answer? Eventually 11C3 minus 4C1 into 5C3. That is what I have. बिल्कुल. What I am doing here, let's say मैंने ABCD नंबर लिखा ना, अगर मैं A में बेटा 6 पुट कर देता हूँ तो 6 का मतलब ये 6 हो गया. 6 minus 6 क्या हो गया? 0, जो नहीं हो सकता. किसी भी डाइस पर 0 नहीं आ सकता. तो 6 के बाद जो भी केसेस होंगे वो सारे इनवैलिड होंगे. तो मैंने किसी भी एक डाइस को 6 दे दिया एंड ओवर अबव आई कैलकुलेटेड ऑल द पॉसिबिलिटीज जो सारी की सारी इनवैलिड होंगी. तो क्या पॉसिबिलिटीज होती हैं इसकी? होल सॉल्यूशन. होल सॉल्यूशन क्या होते हैं? 4 plus 2 minus 1 C 4 minus 1 which is 5C3. ये सारे केसेस इनवैलिड है. और उस डाइस को सिलेक्ट करने के कितने रास्ते मेरे पास? किसी भी डाइस को अगर मैं देख रहा हूँ डाइसेस डिफरेंट होंगे क्योंकि मेंशन नहीं है, आइडेंटिकल डाइस है. सो डाइसेस डिफरेंट होंगे. तो जिस डाइस पर इफ आई एम पुटिंग 6 और 0 और नेगेटिव नंबर, दैट हैज टू बी सिलेक्टेड इन 4C1 बेस. राइट, सो दैट्स व्हाट द आंसर इज गोइंग टू बी. I hope you can simplify it. 11C4 minus 4C1 into 5C3. Yes? Beta Mayuri, in this previous question, reduction will also be 20 and increment will also be 20. It doesn't make any difference in this case. It's going to be one and the same thing. If you like 10 minus A, 10 minus B, 10 minus C, 10 minus D is equal to 20. It's going to be A plus B plus C plus D is equal to 20. So both the sides are going to be same. I have reduced this side because maximum sum कितना आ सकता है डाइस पर? 24. अगर मैं 24 नहीं बना सकता हूँ, मुश्किल हो रहा है, तो मेरे को बेसिकली नॉट मैक्सिमम डाइस पर समेशन कितना आ सकता है? 24 एंड आई वांट टू मेक इट 16. 16 बनाने में मुश्किल हो रही तो मैं 24 को 16 बनाने के लिए 8 से रिड्यूस तो कर सकता हूँ. तो मैंने यहाँ पर रिड्यूस कर दिया. आई डिड नॉट मेक 16. आई मेक श्योर दैट डाइस का जो टोटल समेशन है दैट इज रिड्यूस बाई 8. पर यहाँ पर अगर आप देखोगे तो 20 समेशन बनाने के लिए 40 को 20 से रिड्यूस करो या 20 बनाओ, दोनों साइड से सेम नंबर आएगा. इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू बी डिफरेंट. पॉइंट टेकन? यस, आंसर इज गोइंग टू बी 125 in this case. You can simplify this. Okay. So it is simply just the way we have written here. It's just a simple explanation to it. भाई 24 मैक्सिमम सम हो सकता है चाइल्ड आइज का और मुझे 16 चाहिए, तो मैं 16 बनाने की जगह उस मैक्सिमम समेशन 24 को 8 से रिड्यूस कर रहा हूँ. So that's what I'm doing here. In how many ways I can reduce, but I have to understand no dice can have a reduction of 6 or more. So all those cases which are giving us a reduction of 6 or more are, eliminated. Clear? Fine. This is question number 9. Now let's reach to a very interesting part of today's class. Probably you must have done this, but the approach which I have is slightly different. So let's see. Question number 10. We'll directly solve this question. Tell me what is the answer. It's a very simple one, not a complex question. एक बार इसको आंसर करते हैं. Let me check what is the answer. एक बार बताओ बेटा आंसर क्या आएगा. There are 8 types of chocolates. And somebody wants to buy 4 chocolates. There are 8 types of chocolate and somebody wants to buy 4 chocolates. Yes? So the question is asking, in how many ways can Raju buy 4 chocolates so that at least one of the type of chocolate is repeated? मतलब कम से कम एक चॉकलेट तो ऐसी नहीं चाहिए जिसका उसने 2 लिया हो. फॉर एन एग्जाम्पल डेयरी मिल्क कम से कम 2 लेनी चाहिए. कोई भी एक चॉकलेट है इसकी 2 चॉकलेट्स खरीदी हो उसने. Yes or no? Okay. So how do we approach this question? Can anybody suggest what is the answer to this question? Or you can suggest the approach also, first of all. How do we approach this question to get the answer? Amal, beta, answer is not correct. I'll tell you why. Because again, if you look at this, नेचुरल सॉल्यूशन की जरूरत नहीं है बेटा. चॉकलेट तो 8 ही चाहिए ना. इस क्वेश्चन में सोचने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. There are 8 variety of chocolates and I want to buy 4. So that means I cannot buy, I have to buy some chocolates which are 0. It's going to be 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 1, 0, 0, which is perfectly alright. Any such kind of solution is perfectly alright. Fine. So basically what kind of solution I want? I want whole solution. How do we get whole solutions? 8 plus 4 minus 1 C 8 minus 1. Be careful about it. 4 minus 1 नहीं होगा. 8 plus 4 minus 1 C 8 minus 1. So that is going to be 11 C 7. But the question is saying I need to buy at least one chocolate which is repeated. मतलब सारी वैरायटी डिफरेंट नहीं हो सकती हैं. ऑल चॉकलेट्स कैन नॉट बी ऑफ डिफरेंट वैरायटीज. फाइन. वाई? बिकॉज इफ यू बाई ऑल द चॉकलेट फ्रॉम डिफरेंट वैरायटी, 1 A 1 A 1 A 1 A, तो कोई भी चॉकलेट रिपीट ही नहीं हुई. ये नहीं चाहते हम. So what I am supposed to do? In how many ways all chocolates can be of different variety? There are 8 varieties and I want to select 4 varieties out of it. And her variety is 8 chocolate. So this is invalid case. So what is my answer in this particular solution then? Total number of cases of buying 4 chocolates out of 8 variety available is 11 C7. उसमें से जब मैं सारी चॉकलेट डिफरेंट वेराइटी की खरीदता हूँ वो क्या कर दूंगा? माइनस. So that's what my answer is. Yes or no? This is what we have to understand. Read the question properly. The question is saying I cannot buy all the chocolates of different varieties. That's why I'm subtracting it here. Understood? Okay. Manohar, I have not calculated the answer bit of this question. You can verify it if it is 260. Fine. This is the same answer you got in terms of C. Fine. So this is 260. Fine. So whenever the total solutions are calculated and the number of attributes, variety of things are higher, we can calculate whole solution, because I don't need to buy all the kind of chocolates. I can buy any chocolate which is 0 in terms of numbers, and out of which I have to subtract all those cases in which, I mean, this is perfectly alright, कोई problem नहीं है. क्या नहीं चलेगा इसमें? एक ये चॉकलेट ले लो, एक ये ले लो, एक ये ले लो और एक ये ले लो, ये नहीं चलेगा. क्यों नहीं चलेगा? ऐसा करने से क्या होगा? आई एम बाइंग ऑल द different variety of chocolates. I don't want that. So out of 8 varieties, if I select 4 varieties, yes Rishi, that's what I am doing beta. If I want all the 4 chocolates of different variety, so that is 8 varieties available, and I'm going to select 4 out of which out of these 8 varieties, so 8C4, which is not valid, because I want at least one chocolate should be of the variety which is same. So let's say this is 1, 1 and 2, that will be perfectly alright. But 1, 1, 1, 1 solution is not acceptable, because 1, 1 solution, if I put 1, 1, 1 and 0, 0, 0, that means I'm buying all the different chocolates from 4 different varieties, which is, the question is telling us not to do exactly. Okay, Rishi? Am I right? So this is what it is. Okay. Fine. Now let's move to the next part of this particular PNC lectures. It's a very interesting part, and probably the important one also. Let's see how many of you get this question correct. Okay, question number 11. It's a very, very important, interesting part. Fine. I have seen such kind of a question in CAT. When the paper was online initially, I got a couple of questions like this of table arrangement basically. Okay. So how do we approach such kind of a question? First of all, I'll ask you to find out the answer of this question. Let's see how it is going to be possible. चिराग बेटा, number of whole solutions. Whole solutions का मतलब क्या होता है? These are number of numbers which I am having is 4, and I want to add these numbers in such a fashion answer is 4. मतलब value 0 हो सकती है. So I just explained here, when the number of variables are 8, and I want to make summation 4, so it's going to be 8 plus 4 minus 1 C4 minus 1. It's a formula to find out the number of all solution. N plus R minus 1 C R minus 1. What is N? 4. What is R? 8 minus 1 C 4 minus 1. See, 8 minus 1. Okay. Chirag, is that okay? Chirag, is that okay to you? कोई problem तो नहीं है इसमें? Not a problem, not a problem. Fine. This is the question we have. Anybody with the answer of this question? A slightly unusual question. Generally, we have done circular or table arrangement in which the number of people are same as the number of chairs. There is a question is saying there is a table, and the table is having 3 chairs on each edge. Okay, and I want to arrange the people in a fashion that they are going to be arranged in these chairs. 12 ways, 24 ways. Okay. Three people needs to be arranged. This is very interesting. That means basically the idea of the question is a little less to us. So let's just give you the idea about it. Fine. Let's not, think too much. Let's understand the question, the concept before starting the question first of all. Let's say there are, some number if I'm putting here. Understand what I'm saying. Let's say there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 chairs. And I want to make sure that 8 people are sitting on the chair. How many ways this can be arranged? 8 persons, 8 chairs. How many ways this can happen? It's a very simple example. Tell me, how many ways this can happen? There are 8 chairs and 8 people are arranged around a circular table. Vishal, 8 factorial nahi hoga. 8 people, circular table. 7 factorial. That is always n minus 1 factorial if n people are there. Okay? Yes. But why we are getting it 7 factorial, that is what the problem, that is where the problem lies. We have a simple explanation to it, but that is not going to be sufficient. I'll tell you how this is going to happen. Okay? We generally tell that one person should be fixed, because before sitting anybody, all the chairs are equally likely to be chosen from and they are not distinguishable. So that's why one people, let's say A is sitting here, and now अब सारी की सारी चेयर अलग हो चुकी हैं, क्योंकि एक के राइट वाला चेयर लोगे, एक के लेफ्ट वाला चेयर लोगे, एक के अपोजिट चेयर लोगे, एक का second to the right, second to the left. So all the chairs can be defined. So that's why for the first person there is only one way, and the remaining 7 people can be arranged in how many ways? 7 factorial ways. Fine. So that's why you get answer 1 into 7 factorial. Okay. Now understanding this concept, if I use this concept here, the answer which are getting all of us is not correct. Majority of us are getting the answer. So I'll tell you how does it work. Understand, there are how many people? 3 people. Let me take a simpler example to explain. Just give me a second. Okay. I'll take a simpler example to explain. Probably you'll get the better idea about it. Just give me a couple of minutes. Okay. This is a table. Fine. And there are 2 chairs here, 2 chairs here, and 2 chairs here, and 2 chairs here. And I'm going to arrange the same 8 persons. First of all, tell me what is the answer to this question. How many ways these 8 persons can be arranged around this table in which there are 2 chairs along each side? How many ways this can be done? Yes? Anybody with the answer? There are 8 chairs, 2 chairs on each side. It's a square table. Okay, it's a square table, 2 chairs along the each side. And Manoj, I'll just tell you, but first of all answer this question beta. एक बार इसको answer करके देखो. The same 8 people, if they are sitting around the square table, and square table is such that there are 2 chairs along each side. So how many ways this can happen? Just answer to this question. Yes. Four factorial into 4 factorial. Okay. We are guessing. We are not actually calculating. We are guessing the answer. I'll tell you how does it work. Let's say the first person is A again. उसके पास कितने options है to choose from? How many distinguishable places for the first person? For the first person, let's say the person is A. How many places he can choose from? Tell me, if the first person is A, how many places he can choose from? 2. No, there are not 8 places, 2 places. Because this edge is same as this edge, is same as this edge, is same as this edge. But on a particular edge, the 2 chairs, left wali chair choose karega, right wali. That's what distinguishable means. Fine, it's a little vague. I'll give you a very short approach to it also. First of all, understand this. ये जो डिस्टिंग्विशेबल प्लेसेस का चेयर का जो सिलेक्शन का प्रोसेस है थोड़ा सा वेग है. जनरली इसमें लोग फंबल करते हैं, आंसर गलत हो जाता है. फॉर द फर्स्ट पर्सन देयर आर 2 चेयर्स विच कैन फ्रॉम विच द पर्सन कैन सिलेक्ट, बिकॉज ऑल द लाइन्स आर, ऑल द साइड्स आर इक्वली लाइकली and all the sides are identical. So if I choose any one of the side, it doesn't matter. But if I have chosen this side, it depends which chair I'm going to select, left side or right side. So first person can be arranged in 2 ways only. There are 2 distinguishable places. Fine. Here, if I take this same type of concept here, there are 8 people. and first person can choose any one of the chair. All the chairs are identical. That's why this is one case. Sari places distinguishable nahi hai. That's why it is 1. And that's why it is 2. And the remaining people can be arranged in how many ways? 7 factorial ways. Point taken? Fine. But again, I have already told you it's little vague. But if you look at the arrangement, it's going to be a little complex to make from this method. So I have a unique method to identify this particular arrangement. I'll tell you how it is going to be. Understand, this is a square table. Fine. Forget about the arrangement table hai, kya hai. Generally, if I talk about 8 people can be arranged in 8 chairs, in how many different ways they can be arranged? 8 people can be arranged in 8 chairs. How many ways they can be arranged? 8 factorial ways. Okay. This is very simple to identify. 8 people can be arranged in these 8 chairs in how many different ways? 8 factorial ways. Now, if I ask you, what is the angle of symmetry? Now, what is the angle of symmetry? Understand, एक बार समझ में आ जाएगा, you can answer this question without any problem. बहुत आसानी से solve हो जाता है. Okay. So, if I look at this, with what minimum degree I need to rotate this table, कैसी दिखने लगे? Again, listen to me. 360 मत बोलना. 360 maximum होता है. If you rotate anything by 60 degree, 360 degree, it will be looking like the same. So, what the question is, I'm asking, with minimum degree कितने डिग्री से इसको रोटेट करेंगे ऐसे ही दिखने लगे, कोई डिस्टिंग्विशेबल ही ना हो कि मतलब पहले टेबल रोटेट हुई या नहीं हुई है. 90 डिग्री आई गेस. आई जस्ट वांट दिस साइड टू बी here 90 degree out of 360 degree. That means every 4th case or every 1 case out of the 4 cases repeated or not repeated, or every 3 case out of the 4 cases repeated, either which we understand. So 90 out of 360 is my symmetry angle. So I'll subtract, well, if I multiply by 90 out of 360, I'll eliminate all the cases which are repeated. So I'll be getting 8 factorial into 1 by 4, which is eventually what? 8 by 4 into 7 factorial, which is 2 into 7 factorial. Yes or no? Fine. Let me answer this question now. इस क्वेश्चन में क्या है? देयर इज अ टेबल, स्क्वायर टेबल है. हाउ मेनी पीपल आर देयर? 3 पीपल. हाउ मेनी चेयर्स आर देयर? 12 चेयर्स. आई विल सेलेक्ट 3 चेयर्स आउट ऑफ 12 चेयर्स. Whatever the chairs I'm assuming that's not a table, it's just a simple arrangement. I'll select 3 chairs out of 12 chairs, and if I want to arrange 3 people out of those 3 selected chairs, that can be done in 12c3 into 3 factorial ways. Had it been a linear arrangement, this would have been my answer. It would have been a very, very, very straightforward question. But if I look at the symmetry of the table, with what minimum degree I need to rotate to get the rotation or the symmetry eliminated or repetition eliminated. If I rotate this chair or this table by 90 degree out of 360 degree, my arrangements will be unique. Fine. So ये symmetry है, ये मुझे हटानी है. So 1/4 case will be eligible in this particular situation. So 12 into 11 into 10 divided by 3. This is actually 6 factorial, 3 factorial. This by 3 into 2 into 1 into why am I writing everything? I'll just explain with a different method also. So this is what my answer is. It's going to be 4 into 3, 33 into 10, which is going to be 330. That's what my answer is. You can, use this method in any question of table arrangement, arrange them without thinking about it's a table arrangement and eliminate the symmetry by multiplying it by angle or angle by 360. If I look at the other approach जो हमने अभी distinguishable places वाला approach किया था यहाँ पर, distinguishable place वाला approach क्या कहता है? That there is a table and there are 12 people, 12 chairs around the table, and we want to arrange 3 people. For the first person, if I talk about the persons are A, B, C. For the first person, how many distinguishable places are there? यहाँ पर अगर हर साइड पर 2 चेयर थे तो 2 distinguishable places थे. यहाँ पर हर साइड पर 3 चेयर्स हैं तो there are 3 distinguishable places for the first person to choose from. Do you agree with this, guys? Yes? It doesn't matter. I'll take an example. Don't worry. I will do whatever you want me to do. Just first of all understand this question. रोटेशन मीन्स दैट रिपीटेशन इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी कंसीडर्ड. बंदा ए यहाँ पर बैठे, यहाँ पर बैठे, यहाँ पर बैठे, यहाँ पर बैठे, एक ही बात है. फर्स्ट पर्सन के लिए ऑल दीज चेयर्स आर आइडेंटिकल. That's why we are rotating the symmetry. We are rotating the table to eliminate the symmetry. For the first person, how many ways this person can select the chair? 3 ways, because these 3 chairs are identical. Though these 3 chairs are indistinguishable, but these 3 chairs are identical to the first lot of 3 chairs. ये एक जैसे lot है, तो कोई भी एक chair choose करनी है, तो distinguishable places 3 हैं. The moment first person is going to sit, let's say the first person is sitting here, all the places become distinguishable. क्योंकि इसके राइट में होगा, इसके लेफ्ट में होगा, इसके अपोजिट होगा, सेकंड टू द राइट, थर्ड टू द राइट. वी कैन डिफाइन एवरी पोजीशन. सो द सेकंड पर्सन will have 11 options to choose from, and the third person will have 10 options to choose from. पहले पर्सन के पास 3 ऑप्शन है. अब बचा हुआ 11 चेयर्स में से कोई भी एक चेयर चूज कर सकता है. सेकंड पर्सन, दैट इज 11 ऑप्शंस, and now 2 chairs are filled, so third person can choose any of the 10 chairs. Yes, so my answer is 330. Okay, let me take one more example. What everybody is asking कि सर अगर ऐसा होगा तो क्या होगा? Let me take one more example. I just explain it in a better manner, or probably with a different example. Okay, understand. Let's say I have a chair or I have a table like this, not like this. I'll make a square table just to make you understand better, or rectangular table, let's say. Okay, it doesn't matter. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 and 1 2. Fine. 3 plus 3 6 plus 2 10. 10 persons. I have to arrange 10 persons among these 10 chairs. How many ways I can do it? Tell me. Yes. That's what I'm telling you. It becomes very simple. There are 10 persons, there are 10 chairs. How many ways these can be arranged? Tell me. Yes, Rishi. How many ways this can be done? There are 10 persons, there are 10 chairs. How many ways this can be done? 10 factorial? Yes or no? But if I look at the symmetry, by what minimum angle I need to rotate this table to make it the way it is right now? If the table is empty, इसको कितने डिग्री से घुमाए तो वापस ऐसे दिखने लगे? बताओ. कम से कम 360 मत बोलना. कम से कम कितने डिग्री से घुमाए कि बिल्कुल ऐसे ही दिखने लगे? I want 180. एब्सोल्युटली. इतना हम समझदार हैं. सिंपली हम आराम से ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हैं. इफ दिस साइड इज गोइंग टू बी दिस साइड, इट्स गोइंग टू बी 180 डिग्री रोटेशन. सो 180 out of 360, this will eliminate the repetition of the cases. So my answer is going to be 5 into 9 factorial. 5 into 9 factorial. Got the idea? I'll explain this with a selection for the first person point of view also to justify it what is happening. For the first person, let's say A is the first person. A के पास कितने option है to choose from? Now please answer everybody. A will have how many options to choose from? Tell me. For the first person, how many options are there? These 3 are identical like this. Not 6 beta. 5 places. These 3 are identical like this. So we select this side or this side, one and the same thing. And these 2 are identical like this. So if I select this side or this side, I'll be explaining. पहला जो A बंदा है वो डिसाइड करेगा मुझे 3 वाली साइड पर बैठना है, 2 वाली साइड पर. 3 वाली साइड में 2 ऑप्शन है, दोनों एक जैसे हैं. तो अभी मैं कैन डिस्टिंग्विश बिटवीन द साइड विच इज हैविंग 3 चेयर्स, सो 3 ऑप्शंस. एंड 2 वाली साइड्स के भी 2 ऑप्शन है, पर एक ही चूज करेगा कि दोनों आइडेंटिकल है. सो फॉर द फर्स्ट पर्सन, हाउ मेनी ऑप्शंस आर अवेलेबल? 5 options. And the remaining 9 people, once the first person is sitting, for the first person to occupy this place, all the places are going to be distinguishable. Fine. So remaining people can be arranged in how many ways? 9 factorial ways. This is the testimony for what just I said. You can not think this much. Fine. For the first person, how many distinguishable places are there and remaining persons and all. You can just simply follow the rearrangement and divide by the symmetry. Okay. So that's what I'm doing here. 11 or 10 people. If the chairs or the table is like this, this will conclude it. If the table is like this, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and this is, let's say, 4. Any random number. Now, इसमें तो कोई problem ही नहीं है. इसमें तो अगर मैं लिखता हूँ, if I look at from the point of view of TOEFL, I'm going to get confused. But it's very simple. 4 plus 2, 6 plus 3, 9 plus 1, 10 people. 10 people should be arranged in 10 factorial ways. Yes or no? And if I want to know that what is the symmetry in this particular arrangement, by what minimum degree I need to rotate this table to make it look exactly like this. So what is the symmetry? What is the symmetry? Tell me. 360 degree? क्योंकि ऐसे ही दिखाने के लिए 360 degree करना पड़ेगा इसको. So my answer is 10 factorial only. Okay? You got the idea? Fine. So basically this is just a arrangement question. I need to eliminate the symmetry. Circle में यही तो होता है table में. Yes. Yes, Anmol. Thank you. Thank you, Man. Thank you. Fine, Vishal. So that's what we can do here. In any question, you can approach the question like this. अगर simpler question मतलब है तो बड़े आसानी से हो जाता है. But the question, this is a difficult question. Let me tell you. जो मैंने question सामने लिखा हुआ है, question number 11. Not even 1% people could answer this question correctly. You can understand there are multiple answers which are incorrect. 330 हमारे भी group में शायद ही किसी का answer आया हो. Angle is important, obviously. We have to figure out by what degree. I mean, that's what we can understand यार. कितने degree से rotate करेंगे ऐसे देखने लगे इसमें. What it is not something which is very complex to identify. Am I right? Okay, guys. I mean, see, these things are going to be applied in any exam. It's an aptitude test. So aptitude test की अगर मैं बात कर रहा हूँ तो CAT is basically the mother of all the aptitude tests. If you are preparing for CAT, you are prepared for most of the aptitude tests. So you can think about any exam. You can get such kind of question in any exam. Right? Frequency कम होती है topics की, but they can ask questions like this. Okay. Understood, guys? I hope it is okay to all of you. Okay. This is the last question for today's class. Let's see how many of you get the correct answer. एक बार आंसर निकालो क्या निकल के आता है. Farhan, I'll try to make geometry, but the problem is, beta, geometry is so vast. Even if I take 10 videos of geometry of 1 hour each, it's not going to be sufficient, let me tell you. Fine. Geometry, conceptual, theoretically, you have to practice questions on your own. The best way of practicing all those questions, first of all, solve previous questions, previous year questions of geometry. You'll be getting a bunch of questions because geometry is the most asked topic in CAT. अगर आप देखोगे क्यूमुलेटिव उठा के, तो ज्योमेट्री के क्वेश्चंस बहुत सारे आए हैं. देयर आर इंस्टेंसेस जहाँ पर ज्योमेट्री के 5-5, 6-6 क्वेश्चंस आए हुए हैं कैट में, है ना. जेट में भी बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस मिलेंगे. तो ज्योमेट्री, वट एवर आई डू, इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू बी सफिशिएंट. Some particular concept I can pick from geometry. It's a huge topic, that's why. So if you want to do geometry, you have to solve questions and get the idea about the question. One thing I can assure you that nowadays the questions are asked in from geometry are not very lengthy. They are complex but not very lengthy because they are not going to give you diagrams. So the generally diagrams are not given. That's why they cannot ask very tedious question. They are going to be observation based. They are going to be slightly content based. They are going to be requiring understanding of the concepts as well, but they are not going to be lengthy. Fine. So even if I take 10 lectures of geometry, it will not be sufficient. And I'll try to bring some of the very important concepts of questions, but right now it's not the right time. Okay, thoda sa practice karo aap. I have told you how to practice. Practice from the previous year questions. Solve all the questions of previous year CAT paper. You'll be getting from different resources. Fine. Then try to solve questions and then understand the concepts first of all. Okay. Okay, Farhan. Thank you. See, answer to this question is very simple. There are 5 identical and 9 different flowers. Forget about the linear arrangement. If I say total arrangement कितने होंगे इनके, forget about the linear arrangement. और forget about the circular arrangement. Forget about the garlands and everything. अगर circle की जगह linear करना होता तो कितने arrangements होते? 10 factorial by 5 factorial. Do you agree with this? Had been a line. Line में अगर मुझे ऐसे line में रखना होता तो ये arrangement होते 10 factorial by 5 factorial. Why? Because 5 identical items are there. I don't have to tell you how does it work. Identical items को divide कैसे करते हैं. Yes. Now this is not the case, so that's what I am not doing here. ये तो नहीं है. तो इन्हीं चीज़ों को सर्कल में अरेंज करने के रास्ते कितने होंगे? सर्कल में 9 factorial by 5 factorial. Yes or no? Because the first person or first place has to be occupied. Fine. And it's a garland, so I'll divide it by 2 because clockwise or anti-clockwise arrangements are not different, or not clockwise, anti-clockwise. If you flip the garland, it's not going to be the different case. It's going to be same. Okay. Or I can make it explain and understand in a different fashion. Let's say this is a circle. I want to make garlands, and obviously circle में बनेगा तो 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These are 5 different flowers. B, C, D, and E. Please guys understand what I am doing. A, B, C, D, E. These are different flowers. They can be arranged in how many ways? 4 factorial ways. Do you agree with this? Fine. Am I right or not? Now among these 5 different flowers, there are how many places I can use? 5 places. Fine. This is, let's say, x1, this is x2, this is x3, this is x4, this is x5. So summation of x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 plus x5 is 5. These are identical flowers I am going to distribute. क्या ऐसा हो सकता है कि ये 0 हो, ये 0 हो, ये 0 हो, ये 0 और ये 5 हो? बिल्कुल हो सकता है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. It's not symmetry or not about symmetry. I can say this is 2, this is 2, this is 1 and this is 0, this is 0. Can I say this is 2, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, this is 0? Can I say this is 1, 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 this is 0? All of them are feasible cases. Yes. So what kind of solutions? Whole solution. That is 5 plus 5 minus 1 C 5 minus 1. That will be 9C4. 9C4. But it is a garland, so it's customary to divide by 2 factorial. Why? Because we all know why we divide by 2 factorial, because arrangement are going to be, I mean persons अगर होते हैं तो उनको हम flip नहीं कर सकते, garland को flip कर सकते हैं. That's why we divide. Simple analogy है to understand. Okay, if we simplify it, we'll get the same value. This is going to be 9 factorial divided by, I'll just simplify it. This is going to be 9 factorial divided by 4 factorial into 5 factorial into 4 factorial divided by 2 factorial. So eventually you'll get the same answer, which is equal to 9 factorial divided by 5 factorial divided by 2 factorial, or 2, one and the same thing. You can write it 2 factorial also. No, 5 identical positions are not fixed, 5 different positions are fixed. Identical can be anywhere. Identical के लिए तो कोई position ही नहीं होती है ना? गार्लैंड का शेप डिसाइड करेगा कौन से फ्लावर्स साथ में है, कौन से फ्लावर साथ में नहीं है. तो फ्लावर साथ में होना और नहीं होना, उसके लिए आई हैव टू फिक्स डिफरेंट फ्लावर्स फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. अंडरस्टूड मनोहर? Fine with this, guys? So this will be it for the day. Thank you so much for your participation. Let's see what I'm going to bring tomorrow. It's going to be again interesting topic. We'll discuss few basic concepts, few good quality questions so that we can revise everything on the basis of that particular topic. Fine. By that time, keep working hard. I'm telling you again and again, last 20-25 days, whatever the time I'm left with, they can make a huge difference in your score. Trust me, I have seen people scoring 40-50 marks in mocks, and eventually they end up scoring 75 marks in actual CAT just because they worked really hard in the last couple of weeks or 3-4 weeks. Okay? I hope it is okay to all of you. Fine. Thank you so much for your participation. See you tomorrow at the same time. Bye everybody. Bye Dhruv. Bye Vishal. Bye Man. Anmol, bye bye. Bye everybody. Guys, please keep on supporting, keep on liking and sharing the videos. You know, it's important, you know, the dynamics of the system, you know, how does it work. Fine. So thank you so much. The only thing which I expect from you guys is a little support. That's it. And keep on working really hard. At the end of the day, our common objective is so that you can clear the exam. Thank you.